Am I live? I think I am. I think I'm live. Okay. Y'all, let me know if you can see me and hear me. Okay. Pull my camera back a little bit. Whoop, whoop. Right like that. Jan sees me and hears me. Okay. That's all I need. Oh, feedback. I gotta mute my thing. There we go. Okay. How's everybody today? Hi, Debbie and Shelly and Ann and Jan and Cindy and Jerry. And who else is here? Tiff went to get a snack and Julie. I'm so glad y'all are taking time out of your day. Hey, Laura and Janet and Karen and Roz. Ooh. Yep, we're back to the romper room. Hi, Elaine. I'm so happy to see everyone. I just decided I was going to do a little live stream today. You know, I've been working here in my scout guide, and I've done a few videos, but I noticed the video views are kind of getting fewer and fewer. So I'm not sure if people are just tired of looking at it or if they're frustrated because they can't get a hold of one to work along or whatever. So I thought, oh, well, what the heck? I'll do a live stream. I'll work in this one, and I've got another one that I might work in a different journal. This one, which has just got some different pages in it. I've worked in it before on video, but I've done a few extras and may do even more. I don't know what happened to her dress, but it really looks cool. I think it was the glue I used. So yeah, anyhow, we'll just do some, this is great. Just some playing, nothing special, no fancy techniques, just play time. Yeah, Shelly, that's exactly when I first saw the Scout Guide, was when Packer Dye did her JB5s and she had that Scout Guide, and I lived in Houston, and I'm telling you what, I tore up Houston looking for a Scout Guide, couldn't find it in Houston. It was crazy. So then I kind of forgot about it until I just happened to spy one in our library here in Fayetteville. But I've learned a lot about it since then. Like each city that does the Scout Guide, it's like almost like a franchise, or maybe even they're independently owned, because there is a person who takes on that city and then they make the Scout Guide for that city. So, you know, I'm not sure if there's a certain time of year when they all get published and distributed, or if it's up to each individual city. But your best bet is to find them shortly after they've just been published. And these were done just a few months ago here in Fayetteville, or this is for Northwest Arkansas. It was done maybe in the spring. So, you know, they're kind of still fresh out there, which makes them easier to find. A Boy Scout guide. Yeah. It can be a little confusing. Erica, it just freaks me out that no one in California or on the West Coast is doing the Scout Guide. You know, I don't know what's involved. I'm sure you have to invest in it to be, you know, the Scout Guide person for an area, but someone needs to run with that. They are extremely underrepresented for such a populous area. Jackie, I hadn't heard of it either until I saw Diane's video, and I just thought it was the coolest thing ever. Now, you can go to thescoutguide.com and you can buy these. Oh, a $50,000 franchise fee. Thank you, Erica. Okay, so maybe we're not all going to just rush out and put the Scout Guide in our cities. But yeah, I was fixing to say something. What was I saying? Okay, well, whatever. It must not have been very important. Well, I know it wasn't important. It was coming out of my mouth. It was not important. So anyway, yes, I am loving this. The paper and the pages. Oh, yeah. Yes, thank you, Jackie. That's exactly what I was going to say. You can buy it online, thescoutguide.com. One word, thescoutguide.com. But they're $10 each. You can choose whichever city you want. But you know, $10 to alter and paint in a book it's a little much for me. I don't think I would do that. There are other books and magazines, catalogs, whatever you want to call them, that you can get. Another one, if you can get your hands on them, and you can probably go to the website and just request one of their mailers. That is Anthropology. Miss Elizabeth Brewer, I am occasionally live. It is very rare, mind you. But yeah, I am occasionally live. Oh, Shelley, I have a couple of Aesopus magazines that I got at Barnes & Noble years ago, and they have fabulous stuff in them. But I may have harvested one of them, but the two that I have left, I can't even touch them. They're so awesome. Okay, another, and these are really easy to get. I was fixing to say that, you know, Scout Guide, you can't get a hold of it. You don't want to buy it. You might be able to get a free, like the Tom's Shoes. Their mailer flyers that they send out on occasion are pretty decent. They have matte pages like this. They're not slick. So, you know, you can draw and write and color on them really easy. They have more shoes than people in them, but that's okay because you can still, you know, just kind of reverse collage and use some of the background. So that one, the Tom's Shoes guides, remind me of these. And also, if you can get your hands on an Anthropology, their mailer catalog. They also are, the ones that I have are the matte finish paper, very similar to this, maybe not quite as heavy, but they are also another one that's very good. And plus their pictures are really cool. They'll often have just one, you know, big person here, and she's really easy to reverse collage around. So those are some options for substitutions for the Scout Guide if you just cannot find one in your area. But today I thought I would just play. I have been, some of these I've filmed, some I haven't. This I just did last night. I decided I needed a pocket because I was collecting little postcards and bits and things that I wanted to use in here, and I was just tucking them in, and then they were falling out. You know, it just was not working for me. So I decided I needed a pocket. So I just took this first page and put some tape down the edges and made a pocket right here. And then this I glued to the inside of the front cover. Oh, this is one of my, you know, what you call them? Digital downloads that I've got in my Etsy shop now. I decided I might actually want to use them if, you know, I'm going to offer them. I need to put some ideas out there. So I printed out a bunch of them, and I may or may not use them, but, you know, we've got options. These are in my Etsy store by Shannon Green, and they are $1 each. You know, they're not bad. It's just, you know, you print it out, you whatever, they're $1. I honestly, okay, truth time, I really don't get digital downloads and like digi stamps. I don't even know what a digi stamp is, but they seem to be a thing. So, you know, I want to appeal to everyone, so I'm offering the whole digital thing, but I have to be honest, you know, like you've probably never seen me use a lot of digital stuff in my stuff other than, you know, printing out like vintage images and stuff. So yeah, but this will be fun. There's some funness here, and I'm just gonna see what I can do. So we've got the digital things, we've got the pocket for the stuff. Shall we do a quick flip through to see if there's anything new since the last time you've seen this? There may or may not be. This one I think is great. It still needs a little something right here. It needs a phrase or something. I don't know what, but I love these kids. And this is a recent one. This I believe is the gal. Yes, she is the editor. So she has the franchise for Northwest Arkansas. And she's been really supportive. I've been posting a lot of pictures on Instagram, and she's loving them, which makes me really happy because I really thought that maybe the person in charge might be like, oh my God, she's destroying my catalog. But no, she's been super supportive. So she's automatically my best friend. I don't know what to do with her. She's facing the other way. And I did make my goal, y'all. Okay. Yes, I see in the chat you're talking about the Kiva loan. We did. We made our goal in, I think it was 9 days. See, the way it works, and I have no idea if I explained it clearly when I talked about it or not, because we seriously weren't never sure. But they give you 15 days, and in those 15 days, you have to get 20 people from within your circle, your community, your friends and family, your social media followers, whatever. You have to get 20 of them to each give $25 toward your goal. That is in the private, they call that the private fundraising. So y'all, we got private fundraising done really within a few hours. It was amazing. We didn't even need those 15 days. It was done in 1 day. So from there, you automatically go into the public fundraising. And that is where they open it up so that all of the Kiva community can donate as well. So it only took us a grand total of 9 days between y'all and the Kiva community. I mean, it happened. It happened. To me, that's kind of just an affirmation that, we're going in the right direction. So thank y'all very much for your support, your prayers and encouragement, and your monetary support, your financial support. It just means a whole lot to us. And we're very excited to see where we go now. It takes, they said, 5 to 7 business days to get the money. So we don't have it yet, but it should be in sometime this week. And we're just going to prioritize on, what needs to be done first and what can wait and that kind of thing. So we'll see how it goes. Okay. Oh, look how awesome these pictures are. Oh, I just love this. I do. There's our fellas. And this with the scrapbook paper. And I had talked about putting the frog over here. I did end up doing it. There was the picture of a girl sitting right there and just a little bit of her foot poked out right here. And so I put a piece of washi tape across, really just to cover up her foot, but it kind of works. So I'm going to put something else here. Scrap and Lizzie, yes ma'am. This is sort of a glue book, altered book, art journal thing. This is called The Scout Guide. It's published regionally in some cities, and I'm just doing stuff in it, like sometimes I'm gluing stuff, and then sometimes I'm painting stuff and coloring stuff like this. Yeah, I'm just kind of doing whatever I feel like doing in it. Some of the pages just make me want to do stuff, and then others don't. But I'm just having fun with it. See this? I just left the ads showing and just put paper around it because I liked it. It was fun. It's kind of like altering a magazine, and this is weird because it's not really a magazine. It's not really a catalog. It's a book, but it's a promotional book. And their goal is that they highlight local businesses. And the majority of the pictures in here are like the business owners and people, you know, they're not like models that they hired, unless, you know, it's someone who works at the shop and then they pose for it. Or there's a couple of them that I think maybe they hired somebody. I can't really tell. But most of them that have even their name, and see he's the owner and the designer for this. So I think that is very cool that, you know, it highlights local businesses and then it has their actual people there, which is awesome. So that was just a little collagey thing. This one I just finished up last night. I had done this page before, you know, with that chippy painty background thing. And then I thought this Maroon 5 postcard would look perfect on it. And so I took some black liquid acrylic ink, you know, the kind with the dropper, and then just did this, because this postcard has eyes, nose, and a mouth. It's almost like a head, but not really. But then you put the black around it, then it looks really like a head in the face. So that's what I liked. So that's what I did. This, I'm telling you, these two just gave me so much joy, just coloring the background, just acrylic and some colored pencils and some, you know, water-soluble oil pastels. These were just all about the background, really. And this one was too. Same thing, just blending that background, and then some collage. And okay, this, I have an idea for that I need y'all's help with. But I'll show you the last two. These are the two I did on just the last video. That's our little awkward millennial couple, and then this girl on the stool. And I'm debating on whether or not everyone in this book needs a funny hat. Because look, like I'm just dying to put funny hats on everybody. And I don't know if I should. That's great on her. So what do we think? Does everyone need a funny hat or no? Yes to funny hats? Because I am just really tempted to stick a hat on everybody. Okay, Dawn likes the top hats. Gina's all for hats. Okay, hats and mustaches. Okay, so funny hats are a go. Okay, we'll pick out some hats for these folks. But here's what I've been looking at for this piece. I did a little bit of this on the last video, and then I've been kind of thinking, what do I put there? Oh, we got glare. Look at that glare. Let's see if I can adjust that a little bit. Is that better? A little less glare? Well, not really. Man, that's bad. Okay, sorry, we have glare. That's just going to have to live with it. All right. I've got this little cowboy. Take the white paper out from underneath. Okay. I don't think that helped. I think it made it worse. Did it make it worse? It's hard to tell. I don't know. No, I don't think the white paper. Maybe should I put a black underneath? I don't know that that's going to help. Yeah, whatever. Okay, we're just going with it. I have to have my overhead lights on because it's a little cloudy today. So I did the overhead lights instead of opening windows. So they're literally just shining right down on here. But this has blues in it. I really should try to fix that because it doesn't show up well. Okay, hang on. Let's see if it's a little sunnier now. And I can open the blind a little bit. Well, it's still kind of cloudy. And turn off the overhead light. And maybe that will help, or maybe not. I don't know. Worth a shot. And I have my studio lights on. They can be a little bit glary too. Now, did that help? I don't think it did. Oh, crud. Okay. Well, that is the best I can do for this weirdly lit, cloudy day. Okay. All right. I have this little boy here who I've had in my collection for I don't even know how long. And this kind of makes me laugh because he just totally doesn't belong right there. He's like totally out of place. So I've got him, or I've got this gal. She's that girl who's in all those movies, you know, she's just cute as can be. And she kind of goes. So I'm not sure. Do we want the little buckaroo, or do we want the girl with the pilgrim hat? Thoughts, anyone? That sure would help if you could see it. Does she have a pipe in her hand? No, she's got a little purse. It's like a little clutch purse thing. The girl with the hat, the buckaroo, the girl, the boy, the little boy, the girl. Y'all are exactly where I am. Torn. Okay. The buckaroo, and put goofy hats on these gals. I wonder if I have cowboy hats. Wouldn't that be funny? I don't think I do. Let's look for cowboy hats. Just in case, because if I do have cowboy hats, that would mean it's meant to be, we need the little buckaroo. I've got all kinds of top hats. This is my binder with my paper doll stuff. Can you see? There we go. See, none of these are quite right. Those are going to be too big. Most of these I have digitally on my computer. I can print out in different sizes. I don't have any cowboy hats. I have that Uncle Sam hat. That's kind of funny. I bet those are closer to the right size. Look, I have mustaches, y'all. I have mustaches and bow ties. We may need that. And umbrellas. And okay, let's see. Let us see here. Okay, so we are kind of split on the girl and then the little boy, right? You need cowboy hats. I do, Linda. I don't know why I am so without cowboy hats. But see, these are about the right size for these ladies. I could do that. And then the mustaches. All right, so clearly I need to think on this some more because we're not sure. We're just not sure. It seems to be split. Okay, prefer pantaloons over diapers. Little boy, graduation hat. Girl with the pantaloons, the boy, the girl. The boy, the girl, the girl. Yeah. We just don't know. Okay. That means we'll think on that some more. Now, what else can we do? This one I think is pretty much done. I want to find some way to use some of these background things. So maybe what? I've got some paper dolls. Want to look through these? See you later, Mary. Thanks for stopping by, girl. Okay. We've got some paper dolls. We've got just some random. This was a National Geographic page with citrusol on it. Some collage-y stuff. These I love. I even put some doodles in there. A napkin collage. This was sheet music, and I drew this and colored with Prismacolor pencils. That was mostly watercolor, I think. This was drop paper. This is one of my favorite pieces of drop paper. Another collage. This one I did in an anthropology catalog flyer I got in the mail. That little collage thing. This is drop paper, one of the real estate plats that everybody's always wanting to get their hands on. I maybe have one or two left, and that's it. That was a page from an art journal. Art journal page. This started out as a piece of a, what am I trying to say? Paint sample brochure. And I watercolored on the paint chips. That was drop paper and a doodle that I did on top of drop paper that I also kind of doodled. So we have those. This would actually be really pretty in here. One of these. I wonder if there's a particular page. Let me cut that. Maybe we could do a background to go with it or something. Oh, look, it fits just right. I love it when things fit just right. It takes some of the guesswork out because it's almost like the universe wanted it to go there, so you don't have to think too much. I believe in that. See, and it even fits just right on the little ledge on the table. Okay. So I believe I'm going to stick that down just like that. And I'm going to use my Tombow Mono Multi liquid glue. And I'm going to use way too much of it. This stuff dries sticky, it dries fast, it doesn't buckle your paper, and it doesn't take much. There we go. How's that? Yep. That is just where that needs to go. Okay. Check the chat. All right, looks like we're good here. Looks like we're good over here. No questions I need to address? Okay. Okay, we're good. Keep going. All right, I'll think some more about that. And I'll keep thinking about that. And, oh, I know what I wanted. The frog page. I wanted something down here at the bottom. I also might want to, I think I'm going to add a little color in this one. Where's my things? These are water-soluble oil pastels. They're called Portfolio. It's a Crayola brand. You can get them on Amazon. They're cheap, not an expensive thing, and they are really fun. So, what color do I want? This one? Yes. Where's the rest of that? It broke. No? Okay. I'm just going to wet my brush and do this, and then wet my brush again, do this again, and then, oh yeah, that'll work. Because I just want a little bit of color. It's really not hardly getting anything on there. There we go. I need to get this paper off, is what I need to do. I was trying not to make a mess of my hands from the get-go, you know, but I see now that is a fruitless effort. So let's just do it. This is not, you know, watercolor paper. This is just paper. So it's going to be a little funky when you start getting it really wet. Keep that in mind. But fortunately, it's thick enough that it doesn't fall apart or start to, you know, ball up on you. It behaves itself fairly well. Okay, can y'all see that? There. Just very light watercolory looking, just a little bit of color right there. That was fun. I want to do it again with this blue. Like that. Add some water. Y'all ever play with those books when you were a kid, you know, where it had the picture and then you add water to it and then the color showed? You know the ones? What were those called? I don't even know, but I used to love those things because you didn't have to think and they weren't messy. You just add water and then the color magically appeared. They probably still make them. It seems like Taylor, my daughter Taylor had some. Magic coloring books. Yeah, I loved those. Of course, I loved coloring books in general when I was growing up. Like they were my jam. Coloring books and crayons. But I never did really paint at home because, you know, that was messy. Mama not going to have a mess in the house for the housekeeper to clean up. She didn't even clean it up. But those didn't make a mess. So we could play with that all day long. Oh, I like that. Okay, now I've got my little bit of color happening. Just very pretty. I'm going to dry it a little bit before I move on. Just a little. Ooh, we sunk through back here, so maybe that means we need to use that pink back here too. See, that's what that means. Carrie, you remember paint by numbers? Yeah. Yeah, I didn't do those very often, but I like paint by numbers because, again, no thinking required. I'm just really into stuff that doesn't require a lot of brain power. My creepy heat gun. My poor heat gun just never feels the love. I suppose it is kind of creepy. I mean, it's definitely a little worse for the wear. This is mostly alcohol ink, you know, and once it's on there, it's kind of on there. Sometimes I'll clean it with alcohol to get some of the stuff off. But me and this little guy have been through the ringer together. So I love that heat gun. Okay. There's Diane. Your ears must have been burning, girl. We were talking about you because look, the scout guide that, you know, you made me look for like 3 years. That's what I'm playing in today. I really want this to dry because I want to put colored pencils on it too, but it's got to be completely dry. We're just going to have to wait. Okay. I was trying to find a place to use more of the digital backgrounds, right? So let me look at them again so they're fresh on my mind, and then I'll look through the pages. That needs to go in there somewhere. Okay. That needs to go in there somewhere. Maybe that one. All right, now let's just see. This needs something on it too. Maybe it doesn't need a person. I've got a person here, so maybe it doesn't need a person. Maybe it needs a thing like a, I don't know, bottle. Kind of tall and skinny. There. No, that's rarely appropriate. Let's see. Okay, art design. Look through here, see if something jumps out for us to use right here. These are backwards. There we go. I don't need a rectangle something, and that's what most of these are. Love that. Have y'all seen this one? I've showed it before, and I have, but it makes me laugh every time. It was an ad in a graphic design magazine, and it says keyword overconfidence search, and then here's your results. I loved that so much. I have kept this for years. I don't know if I'll ever use it. I may not. I just love having it because every time I see it when I flip through here, I laugh. Okay, here's some non-rectangular things. Oh, I just had a thought. No, these are mostly rectangular. Well, okay, most everything I have is rectangular because I don't like to fussy cut. But I just had a thought. I've got this vintage magazine. Shifting gears. On the fly. This Good Housekeeping from 1957 has some fabulous stuff in it. I'm running out of room to set stuff. There we go. So, with this in mind, let's see if I find something to go there. The ads in these just kill me. I feel like her, that's kind of, that would, she almost like would go there, but I don't know. Let's keep searching. How many pages are in the book I'm gluing in? How thick is it? Wendy wants to know. Well, let me see. I have another one that I haven't, this is my, you know, to show the before and after. I haven't done anything in it. I don't think the pages are numbered. They're not. Let's do a quick count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 is a fold out. 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. 9, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44. About, let's say 45-ish pages of kind of heavy text weight paper. It's maybe about a 1/2 inch thick or so. That is all I know about that. Okay. You could smell it as soon as I opened it, right? I totally know what you mean. Where'd my page go? She was kind of up here. There she is. I could put this lady on there. She's, I don't know. She's a maybe. She is a maybe. I'm going to set her to the side and see what else we find. She's just too big and weird. Let me see in here. Oh, that's a little, I don't even know what that is. I want that whole page. She's great. Oh, and that. That is so cute. This is all about Helen Hayes. And these. But see, I got in that other journal I was working in, this, let me show you. This one, I pulled a couple of images out of this magazine and I love them. Just this journal. Yeah, see this one I pulled out of there. And this one, which just went so perfectly. They both came out of this magazine. So I was hoping to find something maybe along those lines for this. I'm not sure. Don't need recipes. In the recipe section. Oh, the babies. Cute babies. And that's not what I want. I'm not seeing, I have a whole bunch of these magazines. I pick them up when I find them at antique stores or thrift stores. And I usually won't pay more than about $3 for them. These and Life magazines, you know, if I can find ones that the pages are not just too brittle and awful. If I can get them for about $3, I pick them up because they just have some great images. And the ads and even just reading them, they're hilarious because we just don't talk like that or say these things like they do anymore. And it cracks me up. Okay. And, oh, there we go. She's pretty. All right, let's see. Oh, what about her? She doesn't have legs. but I think she might be about the right size. I'm gonna have to cut around these to see if they're gonna fit. She does not do anything for me. What about her? She might be too wide. Although it might be cool because she could have her hand up against the edge. All right, we'll check her out. And not her. Not her. Okay, let's see what we can do with these, if anything. Oh, I'm just going to loosely trim around her just to see if she is the right proportion for my page, you know, if she's positioned in a not awkward way. And then I'll fussy cut if needed. But, you know, I'm going to pre-fussy cut because that sucks. Okay. So we have it. Ooh, I just had another thought too. I've got these vintage people. Whoops. Oh, I probably should have looked here. People vintage. There is a book or a magazine called whatever it's called, Illustration. I think that's the name of it. That is full of vintage illustrations. And like I practically pull every page out of each issue because they're all so fantastic. But maybe we can find someone in here. See, some of them are kind of an illustrated scene from magazines, a lot of, you know, like the New Yorker and those. But then some are just a person. And some are very bizarre. These are so fun. Oh, look at her. Sitting there on the phone. I could just cut out like her couch. Although she'd like eat up the whole page. I don't think so. I don't think so. No. Hey, Vicki, this is really good heavy paper, glossy paper. These images are great. The magazine, it's called Illustration is the name of it. It's expensive. It's one of those pricey art magazines that comes out, I don't know, maybe quarterly. But if you can get your hands on one, every issue is full of great images just like this. Ooh, that one's kind of funny. And oh, bless her. None of these are really. Yeah, okay. Those are cool, but not quite what I'm looking for. Where did that go? People vintage. People vintage. There we go. So I can have this girl standing here. Oh, and her being in black and white is actually kind of cool. Huh. Because of the gray. I don't know. I kind of like that. Kind of like her hand there. She's the right size. Okay, she's a definite maybe. Now let's look at this girl. She doesn't have any feet, but she is narrow. She has a freakishly long neck, but that's okay. Maybe I'm just jealous because I don't have one at all. Could be. But let's see if she works. All right. So See, she can move over this way a little bit. We'll just put her on the edge so she's like that. But does she look a little funny right up next to this one? I don't know. Oh, I'm with you, Julie. I've just got rows of chins and I call it a neck. You know, it works for us. Let's just go with it. Okay. She's a better size. This one's a little big. I do like how she fits in this section and doesn't take up a lot of this, but which one of these two do we like better? Do we like better 1 or 2? 1 or 2? It's like being at the eye doctor. I'm just not sure. Let's throw a third one into the mix, shall we? 1. Okay, we have 1s and 2s. What was it? 1 or 2. Couple of 2s, mostly 1s. 1 or 2. I'm seeing mostly 1s. No feet, girl? Yep, mostly 1s. Okay, see how helpful y'all are? I probably would have just stuck her on there first thing and then, you know, regretted it. Let's do this one. See if she makes it better or worse. Better or worse. Oh, I think I need an eye appointment. That's probably why that's on my mind. Okay. Now, do we need this 1 or 2? See, she's kind of got the color going on, so she stands up off the page more. She's facing the other way, which is better to kind of separate the two pages. She fits in here. But is she better? 1 or 2? 1 or 2? Wow, you just got kicked off the island, girlfriend. It looks like this one. She weighs 80 pounds. I don't think she weighs 80 pounds. I'm thinking maybe her first stole weighs 80 pounds. This girl weighs 4 tops. I think you're right. I think this one is the winner. Okay, so I'm going to fussy cut her out with my scissors. Y'all are just going to have to entertain yourself for just a second while I do this. I'll try not to make it too fussy. She's really not too bad. It won't take long. There we go. And here. Don't cut the ear off. I'm concentrating, so that's why it got quiet. Because apparently I can't talk and cut at the same time. Whatever's up with that, I don't know. Oh, fingers. Ugh, I hate when I get to the fingers. I'm just going to kind of round those off. Okay, there we go. I take comfort in knowing that she probably has on a really painful girdle, you know, from the 50s on. She's got a really painful girdle. Okay. Oh, thank you, Vicki. Thank you for holding your tongue just right. That actually helped quite a bit. There. Oh, look how right y'all were. Look how she fits just right. Oh, she's so glamorous. Love it. Okay. I'm going to glue her on with maybe this glue stick. Sometimes this thin magazine paper glues can do weird things to them. It can like soak through and stain the images. But for the most part, glue sticks seem to be okay. Well, this one does. And the paper is just so delicate. You just look at it wrong and it tears. Okay. All right, now dry her off so I can turn the page. Oh. There, don't you dare go out on me. Okay. That was perfect. Y'all did so good on that one. Yeah, Fonzie hitting the jukebox. I have actually been deep inside the bowels of this thing to keep it running. So I have opened it up and done major work, and we're getting along. I'm just holding my breath so it doesn't quit working on me. Now, ta-da! Wendy says she didn't know you put glue stick on top. I do. I have trust issues with glue sticks. I just feel like sometimes they don't stick very well. So I put it on top, and as long as you let it dry real good, it's fine. It's kind of like decoupaging with a glue stick. And this heat gun is quiet because it's quiet. It just is. Okay. She needs a bag of Doritos in her hand. Yes, she does. Doritos in one hand, milkshake in the other, and then I would be much happier for her. She's just right. And she's, yeah, right height, right width, everything. Okay, did that. Now I still got these girls that we can use someplace else for something. Or I can put them on one of our backgrounds. We should do a collage. This might be a good spot to do that. I've had ideas for that. I don't know. Let's find a place to do just a mixed media collage. Maybe this one. Okay. Becky, no, this is not a composition book. This is a scout guide. thescoutguide.com. Unless you have the scout guide in your area and can find one locally, then you can pick one up for free. All right. I want to, okay, scroll back a little. Okay. See if I missed, did I miss any questions? Yeah, Linda's gonna have nightmares about my heat gun. It does. And I tell you what that creepy sound is. There is a little piece of a heat-proof film, kind of a it's not foil, it's not, I don't know what it's made of, but it's like heat proof. This thing gets up to, I think, close to 800 degrees Fahrenheit. So it's this heat proof film that wraps around right here just to kind of keep this from overheating too much, because this is where the heat element is. It wraps around the heating element and it comes loose. It used to be taped in place, but over the years that tape is gone and I don't have any tape on hand that will withstand these temperatures. So when the fan starts, it flutters that little piece of paper. And that's all that horrible sound is. And sometimes it's only when I turn it a certain way, you'll hear the fluttering. And then if I beat it a few times, it'll quit. See, don't be frightened, Linda. It's okay. Okay, yeah, I wanted to do a kind of a, it's alive, it's alive. Yeah, it is. What am I trying to say? Collage, mixed media thing. Let's do this. Let's do this. Let's find a brush. I use this one a lot for gluing. And then let's pick a page and let's tear it up. Let's tear up maybe, this is a really great, oh, but you know, that one is just shaped just right to put something on it. Let's not tear that one up. I'll tear that one up. This one was made up of already torn up pieces. Oh, this one would be good. Let's do this one. Yeah. Okay. Let's, oh, Barb's here. Hey, Barb. We're playing today. If you just joined us, thank you very much for showing up. And I'm not doing anything organized or interesting even. Just playing. We just got through putting this girl from 1957 onto this page that I put a paper napkin on. She came out of a Good Housekeeping magazine, and we all decided that she needs a bag of Doritos and a milkshake because she's a little thin, but we're pretty sure she's wearing a painful girdle to achieve that thinness. And now I'm going to tear this into pieces. And put on here. I think what I might do before I do that is to white out some of the, well, you know what? No, I'm not going to do that. I got rid of my sharp edges because I don't want them. And then now I'm just going to tear this into randomness to put on here. And I'm going to use this glue, DecoArt Decoupage. I don't know how you're supposed to say that. It's decoupage, you know, but where they've got it written, I think they want it pronounced differently. I just don't know how. It's basically, you know, it's like Mod Podge. It's a glue and a sealer in one. So you can do it for this. You can use Elmer's. You can use matte medium, gel medium, glue stick. It doesn't matter. Okay. Let's do that. And that. I don't have any plan for what is going to happen here. I just wanted to glue some paper onto some other paper, so that's what we're starting with. And then we might fill in with some paints or something. I don't know. Yep, I can't get under there. Yeah. I try not to, when you're working in a book like this, I really try not to get too far down into the crack, because it can cause a problem when you if you do that on all your pages, it can make the spine fat and it won't close well. So I kind of avoid the crack. Just say no to crack. That's basically what I'm saying. That's too big. That's not right. There. Oh, the seam. That's it. It is the seam, not the crack. Okay. This one, like so. Okay. Now we've got a little color on there. So I want to go in and sort of, I don't know what I really want to do. I don't know what I'm doing. What else is new? I'm going to rinse some of the glue off of this brush and then just use it again to go in with some cheap white craft paint here and there, just like this. And I've got a damp paper towel. I'm going to wipe some of it back because I got a little overzealous here and there. Alrighty, now I'm seeing something yellow and I can't reach my yellow paint. Hang on. Oh Lord, don't drop it. Oh, okay. Put it in my lap. I don't have anywhere else to put it. This is so bad. Okay. Now, I'm kind of wanting a like this. This is, what is this? Cadmium yellow. Decor Americana. Inexpensive craft paint. And I'm just going to kind of do what I did a minute ago with the white, but I'm going to do it with yellow. And that is yellow, for those of you not from the South. Yellow, for those of us who are. And maybe a little red, Tuscan red. A little bit. Ooh, that's bright. I'm glad I dabbed that off. Again, no clue what I'm doing, where I'm going, but I just really like putting paint on paper and gluing paper to paper. So that's where we're going. Actually looks kind of cool. It does look cool. There's Lady True North. I'm so glad you dropped in. I just wiped off I put my brush in water a little bit to kind of tone some of this down and blend it. Because I like blendy. And damp paper towel again. Oh yeah. Oh heck yeah. Now maybe some lime greenish. What is this? This is neon. Thermal green Americana. So let's see what happens. I'm gonna rinse a little bit the red off my brush because I know what kind of disaster that makes. Red and green. A little more yellow than I was expecting, but it's all right. I'm feeling like the next color that I want is purple. Okay. Purple. This one. Americana Dioxazine Purple. And just lightly put some of that here and there. Oh, I'm kind of liking that. That's kind of pretty, don't you think? You know, even what we could do, we can even add some more paper. Just a couple more, three more. Yeah, let's do it. Rinse my brush off. And go back in my glue and add some more of our printed paper, which was already sticking down in the wet glue, or in the wet paint. And that one kind of landed in the spot where it just needs to live. I didn't need that much glue. Ew. Okay. And I think I'll put this one here. This one up there. Like so. Layers of paint and paper. And that is so gluey. I'm probably gonna have to let it dry. I'm gonna dry it a little bit with my heat gun, and I'm gonna use, the heat gun has a hot burn your face off setting and then a cool setting, which is actually more like room temperature. And that is good for drying glue, because if you use the hot setting on glue, sometimes it will dry the top of the glue but not get underneath, and it causes the glue to, it can be cloudy. Maybe that's just me. I don't know. It's my experience with it. So I'm using my cool setting. I'll use the hot setting on the back, cool setting on the front. Then we're going to need some kind of a cool image to put on top of here. Maybe one of our black and white girls, because that would really offset all the background color, right? We could do that. We could totally do that. Okay. It's still a little damp, so I'm going to get another piece of wax paper and just let that sit there for a while and think about what it's done, and then we'll come back to it. Okay, now, oh, this one's kind of drying. Ooh, this one's good. Let me grab my pencils. Let's get some colored pencil action going on here after I take a drink and then check the chat. Okay. Oh, Vicky, there's Vicky and Nikki and Lisa, and oh, y'all, I can barely see. I'm in desperate need of new glasses, so forgive me if I call out your name wrong. Linda, Lotta, Jackie, Debbie, Beck. Did I say Becky? And did I say Lisa? I think I did. Who else? Safia. And oh man, I really need new glasses. Okay, and all of the other little blurry names that I can't read. I'm so glad you're here. And I am going to add right now, some colored pencils to this page that I glued this postcard on, this little frog postcard, and put some washi tape. And then earlier in the stream, I did some water-soluble oil pastels around it. And now I believe I'm going to add a few, or just a little bit of colored pencil. And I've got my, this is my, can you see this? I think you can see in here. That's my sanding deal. I'm not sure I get that out of the way. Okay. This is the little container of Gamsol odorless mineral spirits. And with that, I use my little tortillas or blending stumps or whatever they're called. I need to send this out. I've got too much junk in here. Oh, no. I don't want that opened. Okay, Yeah, these things, these little blender deals you use with those. This is like rolled up newsprint. And you use a sanding block to clean these off, you know, to get the color off and to keep them sharp. That's what the sanding block is for. See, this one had black all over it. Now it's fairly clean. I can dip it in a different color. So, let's do some, this little turquoise color. Is this the one I want? Yeah, that looks pretty good. See, we can just do like this. And then take the blending stump, put it in the mineral spirits to soak it. And then you go back over this and you can blend that out so you don't see your sharp pencil lines. It's like painting with colored pencils, and I love this. It does soak through the paper, so if you've got something important on the other side, you know, you want to be careful. It might goof that up for you. But this is one of my favorite things to do. And this is a good, you know, do in front of the TV thing on the couch or whatever, because it's not messy. It's colored pencils. And I keep this little suitcase by my side and keep the mineral spirits in here so they don't spill. And then it works just fine. So you can actually use colored pencils to just add spots of color here and there if you want to. You don't actually have to draw with them or color something in. They could just be added background interest. There we go. Like that. I get in the zone when I'm doing this, so I may actually forget that y'all are here. So yeah. I like it. A little blue over here. And here. Okay, we check the chat. These can be sharpened in a pencil sharpener. Okay, you know what? I've tried and it was a disaster. It may be because I buy the really cheap ones, but I've always sanded them. Yes, Gamsol is odorless mineral spirits. You can buy, Gamsol is a brand name. It's made by Gamblin, and these are artist quality odorless mineral spirits. It's hard for me to say, odorless mineral spirits. You can buy it at the hardware store. The makeup is a little different, you know, even brand to brand. The chemicals in the OMS tend to differ, so you might get a little bit different results, but they're all basically the same. You know, I mean, you don't have to use artist quality if you don't want to. You might just have to practice with a few brands to see which one works the way you want it to. But that's all they are. It's mineral spirits without the stink. This is not completely odorless. It does have a little bit of a fragrance to it, but it's not like, you know, sticking your nose in turpentine. It's not that horrible solvent smell that you often associate with mineral spirits. So that's all it is. And it just works really well with Prismacolors. You may not get the same results with different brands. Prismacolor pencils tend to be really waxy, so it works really well with them. Okay, I'm liking those little pops of color. I don't know that I even have a pink colored pencil left. When my mom visited, she likes to color, and I think I sent most of my pink ones home with her. Oh, let me see. This one's a lot pink. Get a different blender. Crafter's Companion has a blending solution. There are several different crafting brands that have some markers and pencils and things that make blending solutions that you can use. You just might have to experiment to see what you like, which one has the fragrance that you can tolerate, and you know, that's all it is just a blending solution. Now, Prismacolor also makes a blending pencil. I've got a few in here. They are a little bit harder for me to use. It's basically just one of their color pencils without the color. It's just the pencil. And I do use it in some situations, but for large blending areas like this, it's a little hard for me to use because you have to really kind of work it. And this is much easier. I love what's happening right here. It looks a little cloud, like clouds and something. It's a really cool little area right there. There. I think we need some pink right there. This was a page. Calm, I guess, is a I think maybe it's a yoga. Is it yoga? Yeah. Hot yoga studio. It says a calm lifestyle is a calm mind, open heart, and playful spirit. So see, our frog actually worked. That's a playful spirit, right? Yeah. Okay. Oh, I like that. That just added more color to that page. Let me see if I can bypass some of the glare so you can see what's happening. No, we're still got glare. I'm going to figure out lighting one of these. Oh, there we go. Now you can see. Sort of. So there's some colored pencil action going on. And that's what I did too on a lot of these pages where, you know, I was just sitting in front of the TV and had my pencils out and just went around and colored just because. Like with these, I just used a black colored pencil and then the Gamsol to blend it. And then, you know, there we go. So put that lid on. Put these out of the way. Hey, Beth. Good to see you here, girl. All right. Let's get these out of the way. And we will revisit our little collage thing we had going on. This one, where is it? This one. I think that's about dry. Yeah, well, we got all kinds of stuff going on here, don't we? Okay, we were going to check and see if one of our girls, or if our two girls needed to have tryouts to see which one needs to go on this page. So we've got this girl who would look lovely, or this girl. You know what? They need something behind them. I don't know that I'll really like them floating on the background like that. They need a, what do they need? Something to anchor them? Like, what am I trying to say? I see. I don't even know. Maybe they don't. Maybe I'm just being picky. Okay, maybe they don't. Let's see. All right. Which one of these do we like? Do we like Bachelorette number 1 or Bachelorette number 2? 1 or 2? 1 or 2? What about the buckaroo? Or 3? I'm gonna use that little boy somewhere. Okay. I've got, ooh, uh-oh. We're torn. We've got 1s and 2s. 1 and 2. We've got a vote for number 3. We have a write-in vote for our little candidate over here. Do we need to really consider him? Is that the right background for him? I just don't know. I mean, you know, it's not like it's the wrong background, but I don't know. Okay, we have a few 3s. We've got, oh my gosh, we're all over the place. Y'all are supposed to be a unified front. You're supposed to represent a unified front for me because I can't make a decision. Okay. 1 or 2? They need to be together? No, they're the wrong size. 1 or 2? Do I need to maybe find us a third option? You know what? I've got a binder full of options. Okay, let's see. Whole people. All right, I need to. Let's turn this. Where can I put this? I don't think I can get all of these in the camera frame. But you know, something like, she may be too tall actually, but she's already fussy cut. She's got that going for her. She's not too tall. Something like her. She's kind of cool because she's all white. I think she should enter our contest. All black. I don't know if all black would work. I don't like that. Oh, wait a minute. Wait a minute. What do we have? No, his hand is funky. He won't work. I'd have to have something for his hand to sit on. No. No. She's all kinds of awesome, but she's too tall. Oh, this is, I think this is Nancy Sinatra, if I remember right. Look, that may be it. Nancy. Oh, I like her best. Yes, guitar lady. Yeah, I don't even think we need to look any further. Do you? I think she was supposed to go on here. Yeah. Man, I love it when that happens. Gosh, you just kind of stress and fret and you think, oh, what do I want to do? And then you open up your book and there it is. And I can't even tell you how long she's been in my stash. Okay, she's gonna need some cutting. I'm gonna have to fussy gut, so y'all have to entertain yourselves for a minute, but it's gonna be worth it because she's awesome. I can't tell what's happening with her feet. What is that? Okay. She's got square-toed shoes. Oh, that's weird. That is really weird. All right. And I really was thinking, oh, I don't know if black would work if it was someone wearing black, but it's perfect, I think, because of all these little black lines. It was just right. Okay. Oh dear. Little tuning things on the guitar. Do I seriously want to turn around those? No. No, no, no. Okay. There we go. You're still with me? Oh, good night, Vicki. Bit of an 80s feel. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. This gal is perfect. I wish I could remember. I don't know where I've cut her out of. Clearly some magazine. I don't want to cut her finger off. I amputate more appendages trying to fussy cut than I'm really comfortable with. It seems like I always snip off a finger or something, end up having to glue it back on. I would not have made a good surgeon. All right, and turn around. There we go. I'm going to cut that part of her guitar off because I don't understand it. So what is that? Oh, she's got one of those little thingies hanging off the end. No, I'm cutting that off. I just cut off what I don't understand. Keep going. She has some kind of little spiky things on her shoes. Those are getting cut off too. I don't have time for that. And almost there. Okay, she was kind of difficult because I couldn't see what I was doing really. And I missed some spaces up here. I've got a little X-Acto knife out, and where my scissors don't get, and my knife along there, and clean it up just a little bit. And cut out this little space right here. If you're gonna fussy cut, might as well do it all the way. Like that. Okay. Get it? Yep, I think that's it. Oh, I think it is. Are these your fabric scissors? Oh, you know, they probably are because it had fabric written on here at one time because they used to be my fabric scissors. But I'm the world's worst at cross-contaminating my scissors. And these don't hurt my hands as much as regular scissors, so that's why I tend to use them a lot. All right, now, do I have enough glue stick left for her? I really don't. I'm going to use some perfect paper adhesive to glue her down. And just brush it on. Yep. All right, let's dry her off. It still works fine, just ignore the noise. It's that little piece of paper in there fluttering around. All right, clearly I'm going to have to open it back up and do some more surgery. She's dry, so that's good. Okay. There we have it. Oh, wow. That just looks great. I love it. And see, that was an easy background because we just tore up pieces of those digital printouts. And then the paint I added was just some of the paint colors that was in the paper. Just smushed it around. And then you've got what looks like a fancy painted background, but it's really not. It's really not. Okay. What else? How long have we been doing this? Oh gosh. Yeah, we need dancing crowds, fans over here. Yeah, we may need that. Okay. I think maybe this is probably enough for today because we've been here like going on almost 2 hours. So, I mean, like I could sit here the rest of the night and do this, but yeah, should probably probably end it here because eventually somebody is going to get hungry, you know, Jason. So I'll have to figure that out. All right, that will do it. Okay, y'all have anything, any questions you want to ask me? Any comments you want to make before we're out of here? Anybody? You like her? Good, thank you. I do too. Thank you. Hey, Teresa. Thanks so much for showing up, y'all. Thanks for taking your time out of your afternoon or evening or morning or whatever time it is where you are to be here. I really appreciate it. And we'll do some more live. You know, I'm terrible about, I wish I could make myself have just like a schedule where I'm scheduled live at the same time, but yeah, you know, I'm not really in a spot to do that just yet. Maybe I'll get there someday. But I enjoyed it. Y'all enjoy the rest of your Sunday. And until next time, the end.